All right, folks, welcome back. Today's guest is a powerhouse MC whose pen hits as hard as his lyrics. He's a Filipino rapper representing New York City with pride and purpose. He blends sharp lyricism, gritty boom bap, and an unapologetically honest voice in today's hip hop scene. But his creativity doesn't stop with music. He is also a mind behind his own comic book superhero inspired by his roots and the concept of everyday heroism. His character captures the heart of the word Bayani, meaning hero in Filipino, someone who stands up for the people and fights for what's right and carries the culture on his back. I wanted to welcome back my homie Bayani. What's good, brother? How are you?
The tribe, baby, be in the building again,
Yeah, dude.
uh, Fred.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. Good to finally catch up again, and always good to see you busy, man. You're always doing something productive.
Hey, man, I see what you're doing, bro. Like you probably spoke to more people than Jesus. So of how many people I've seen
I,
on your show.
I try to stay busy, man. Well, hey, man, I saw the video that you did with the radio session of you rapping to Kiss Me. Man, just fun, man. Your videos are always fun. Well, tell me about that session. Was that at the one of the radio stations out in New York, or where were you at? Somewhere on the East Coast?
Yeah, I was actually coming from San Diego. They had some called Philam Creator Con. I was out there with them in
Okay.
Philam Creator. They had invited me in, so I
Okay.
flew out in LA actually, and then on my way back from San Diego, I drove back to LAX.
Oh man, just hey, that's at least a 2 hour
Yeah,
drive with
yeah.
no traffic.
Yes, so I pulled. Yeah, yo, it's crazy because people in California tell me that all the time. Like they be like, "Yo, like you really didn't time that," and I was just like, honestly, no, I didn't. I thought
Yeah.
everything is like interconnected. I didn't know I was gonna do like a 3 hour drive. Um, but I was zooming through all that traffic, so I made it to the
Wow.
session in time. And it was with Track Life.
Okay.
Track Life is it's a multimedia platform where they record mic drops like that, like I did with Kismet, as well as they have their own podcast, and they do a lot of booster kits for like artists. They do interviews, write
Okay.
articles and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoyed that one, but I love more so the one that you did live at Turntables and Barcode, which was really cool too. And was the actual
Mm,
live performance of that just really fun. Hopefully one day
yes.
get to see you rock that live. Super fun song. And so I enjoy your content. It's really good. So yes.
Yeah, I was pushing Kismet for a while, since
Yeah.
like 2023 New York Comic Con.
Yeah, you're staying busy though, man. I mean, also you're doing this project too, where you're recording with a guitarist, right? Win Avila. You're doing the
Mm,
acoustic recordings. Are these new
the
songs?
Acoustica.
Yeah. Are you
So
doing
they're
new stuff?
so Kismet is from the Volume 2
Right.
Bayani soundtrack. So it's a record that I felt was kind of representative of the experience of creating the realist Bayani.
Okay.
Because the word Kismet means destiny, fate.
Yeah.
So it was like I feel like something about that record holds power, not just in the definition, but in what created it. I was inspired by my one of my flights to LA.
Okay.
And I met up with Faith, and Ruby Ibarra had invited me to a mixer,
Oh.
and I was meeting some really powerful Asian Americans in that mixer, that were showrunners for HBO, that weren't just Filipino as well. These were other Asian Americans that are active. I met a guy named Tractivist who put Ruby Ibarra's songs in the show Cleaning Lady.
Okay.
So like it had to do with like sync licensing music. So Kismet is just one of those records that I really hold dearly. Like it's a different style. It
Yeah,
almost has this pop smoke,
it does.
kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those the Jersey club styles. The producer is from Jersey, Low Key Porter. So it's just one of those records I had to really bring out and push because we never really tap into the thousands and thousands of people
Yeah.
that become fans of the music. It took me 3 years to get to, and well, 2 years to get to the acoustica version, where I had a kid playing it on guitar and singing the chorus
That's cool.
for me, you
Yeah.
know?
It's great that you brought that story up. I could see that in the TV show. Did you get to connect with anyone that is going to listen to your music and potentially get it on shows or movies? Because I think you make music that is fitting for that.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Well, I recently started working with a cat named Geo. He has a brand called Modern Nostalgia Club,
Okay.
and he really works very like closely with sync licensing type work, grooming some of the ways that I make music right now so that it is fit for sync licensing because they look for specific type
Yeah.
of songs and the way you deliver it has to be in a specific way. The way you make it available has to be specific in a certain kind of way. So, you know,
Interesting.
it's all about knowing how to customize your records for it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's getting a lot of love. I like it a lot. I saw the video where you posted the folks from Ghana doing a dance
Oh,
routine.
yes.
So, I mean, did you
Yes.
know, or was that a surprise and they tagged you? How'd you find out
Um,
about that video?
so it was crazy because it was because of that trip to San Diego, I met a younger artist named Ghost.
Okay.
So his mom's follows me and she walked up to my table
Uh-huh.
and she was like, "Oh, I think I follow you on the gram." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
really?" I was like, "Maybe." I was like, "What's your gram?" So I looked it up and I was like, "Oh, we do follow each other." I was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, I do recognize you now." It's just different in person when you meet
that's right.
people, you know?
That's right.
So she's like, "Oh, my son just performed and stuff." And so her son walked up and I think he was a mixture of like, black and Filipino.
Oh,
So he walks up and he's like, "Oh, this is so cool." He had that very youthful vibe, very like, hungry kind of energy. Reminded me of myself.
yeah.
When I first like started getting into like music and performing and being on the scene. And they actually were followers of him, and then they followed me
Okay.
because I shared some of his stuff.
Nice.
So I saw what they did and I reached out to them. I was like, "Yo, would you ever do some music to this? Like do some moves to this?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah."
Oh
So
man.
people like that too. Like I feel like choreographies, it really takes time. Like those are
Yeah.
three dudes that all had synced moves. And I was like, "Yo, I'll send you some money to do a dance." You know what I'm saying? To the record, because I don't really dance on like Jersey club shit. You won't catch me, hopping around on one leg in the club getting sturdy. Like
Yeah.
I'm just in Tito mode. You know what I'm saying? I might hurt my Achilles heel or some shit.
Hey, you brought up a very important theme. So the power of networking. And so I'm curious, you went to the mixer, you met folks, you ran into people at the creator con that you went to, you do the comic book. Have those two worlds ever crossed? Has one helped you connect with folks in the music world or vice versa? How does that networking work for you?
The combination of comic books and hip hop is such like a natural union. I speak about it so much because like I've even like looked back at somebody like Chuck Chill Out, right?
Mm.
And I believe that I looked back on some music videos and they had received the comic book of them, and like they were like in the back of a limousine and they had their own comic book. And I was like, damn, going all the way back to like the 80s, like Cats was combining comic books and hip hop. So it's just like it's inevitable for both worlds to kind of like collide. And funny about it is this year, Mass Appeal teamed up with Marvel and they did a comic book called Legend Has It, right?
The
Right.
cover
And they
was
made
dope.
yeah, yo, the book is worth $50 when I was pricing my comic books last night because I want to jump on Whatnot and start selling shit out my collection because there's just too many long boxes in my house. And I'm just like, yo, and my homies, there's a kid named Bobby Flowell and his cousin Ray. They go on Whatnot like 4 times a day and make about 100 plus each session. They
Wow.
might run it for 2 or 3 hours,
Yeah.
but they're selling the books. And
Nice.
like books average at like $5 per piece or whatever the case is, if they're not like specific like special issues.
Right.
But you figure, you know what I'm saying, you got 100 books, you selling them for $5 each
Yeah.
that you don't read no more, that are just sitting in a box. Get rid of them, you know what I'm saying?
Good point.
So I could power up the shit. But Nas and Mass Appeal, right? Crazy shit. And I'm gonna come to the end of this answer. But I end up running into Rob Markman, who I've seen. I don't know if you're familiar with Rob Markman, but he used to write for Double XL. But he's also one of those hip hop journalists
Yeah.
that really promote comic books, exclusive drops, and he does like exclusive interviews. So he was the moderator of that panel with Nas, Ghostface,
Yeah.
Raekwon, DJ Premier, Slick Rick. What the hell? De La Soul.
Uh,
Bro, I was in that panel like this is the best panel of New York Comic Con ever.
nice.
Ever. It's like God did it on purpose to be like, you could do it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That
I
is
was just
awesome.
activated, bro. While I was at that panel, I ran into Czarface. They were like just standing outside, and I looked back, and it was them. And then Static Selector walks up right next to them, and I'm
Jesus.
just like, but these are all cats that champion comic books and hip hop.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's inevitable
Yeah.
because I'm one of the breakthroughs for Filipinos
Right.
on the East Coast that does comic books.
I
You
know.
know?
Yeah, that was really cool. I saw that picture of you and Esoteric. That was really awesome. And he's got, right, like you said, his comic book action going on. I don't know if he works for Marvel or what, but is he like a writer or artist for Marvel, or is his stuff just getting licensed through there?
He's an indie dude.
He
He's
is.
been an
Okay.
indie dude for years.
Yeah,
Like,
on the music side for
and
sure. But yeah, I didn't know if his,
yes,
yeah.
when I first started, right? So when I first started Bayani, I came across his page where he was doing Czarface. And at that time, he was really pushing the brand of Czarface. He
Yeah.
had teamed up with MF Doom. He had done shit
Yeah.
with Wu-Tang members like Inspector Deck and Ghostface. And I'm just like, damn, bro. And it's because like for one, he's been an underground act for a very long time.
Yeah, he's so
I
dope.
remember going to undergroundhiphop.com and seeing his name with his DJ. You
Yeah.
know, I
That's
wasn't,
awesome.
I couldn't really like tap in with his music at that time, but as he did Czarface, I started tapping in because he had like, some of my favorite rappers on his collabs.
Yeah.
So, seeing running into him, he was just mad chill, mad cool. And, the whole vibe is just, it feels like kismet, bro. It
Yeah.
feels like everything is happening at the right time. And I'm shaking hands and I'm not fanboying either, bro. Like, I know that I'm meant to be on that scene as peers with these individuals. And eventually with time, like it's gonna happen where they be like, yo, I remember when I first met you or when I seen you. I don't, yo, bro, I see Ghostface all the time in the gym, but I never walk up to him and I run into him in the island all the time. He recognized, he saw my shorty because my shorty lives in Park Hill, right? And, up in Staten Island. So it's like he recognized her because she's around people in that building. You know what I'm saying? I think Raekwon's family probably lives in the same building where my shorty lives. It's just ill, bro. Like it's all 6 degrees, of separation. So
Yeah, and your fan base is like growing exponentially. I see people dressing up as the characters from your comic book that that you provide music to, and just a lot of support.
yeah,
And, you're tied in, and how are you tied in with the Kid Hero Productions company? I know they do comics. Are you part of that label, or what's
yeah.
your tie with that?
I always call me and my project manager the East Coast Lumpia Squad. We're the away team. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So when
yeah.
they fly out to the East Coast,
Uh-huh.
when they fly out to the East Coast to New York Comic Con, we share a
Okay.
table. And prior to that, we had met right after the pandemic.
Okay.
So they were screening their Lumpia with a Vengeance film in the consulate, the Philippine consulate in Manhattan.
Oh,
And they
wow.
wanted to team up. They wanted to team up on some artwork, including my character. So I was like, yeah, why not, man? I didn't even hesitate. I was like, let's do it. So we did it, and since then, that's the Kuya. You know what I'm saying? I call him the Kuya. That's the
Nice.
Kuyas Word.
That is awesome, man. Yeah, I saw you guys together. I wasn't sure, like, I saw you guys at the table together. I thought it was really cool, just really proper that I saw you guys paired up. Really, really cool too. I saw that Bong Robbie did the introduction to your comic book. That dude is funny as hell, man. I mean, he represents Cali, and I follow him, and dude is just
Bay
hilarious.
Area guy.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. How did you guys? How did that connect happen, man? That was cool to see that.
Y- I'm just a fan of his comedy,
Yeah,
he's like very maarte with his comedy.
yeah.
So it's just mad funny. Like you know, I just sometimes I just feel like, God just makes me gravitate towards certain people. And I just shouted him out one time, and I really supported him. He was actually on one of the records that I had that didn't make it to the streaming version of the Bayani soundtrack volume 2. It was
Okay.
a song called Umaga. And I had him voice like if he was like a late night DJ, where he's like, where he'd be like, "Hello, hello, it's a DJ Bong Jovi." You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And he
Not the
kind of like
realest
intros
Bon
the
Jovi.
song. Yeah, word. And so he's like, "This is something hot and sexy for all you bebots out there." You know what I'm saying? So me and him teamed up on a song first, and then when I was doing the motion comic, I was like, "Yo, fam, not for none, but I would have cast you for the motion comic for one of the characters." He ended up voicing Dash. And
Wow.
Dash is like he's one of the anti-heroes. He's part of like the Red World group
Oh
that
man.
Bayani ends up getting like affiliated with, by proximity, being that he was in Tundo, Manila. So yeah, shout out Bong Robbie, bro.
Yeah.
Bong Robbie.
Dude is hilarious, man. I die every time I hear his comedy. And that's cool. I was just very happy to see that, the connections of the different Filipinos across the
Yep.
map. And like your video, man, you were getting love from the community too. That was really cool to see. And so just, I'm always
Mm,
cheering for cats, man, and I love it when folks are winning. So really cool, man. Good
yes.
to see you just killing it, man, with the comic and the music and so on. But man, it's been I'm not sure how long it's been since we last spoke, but what's new? What are you working on music wise, or what do you got up your sleeve?
So right now, the newest thing that I'm really working on is a children's book.
Nice.
Um, it's called Soñadores, which is the dreamers in Spanish.
Okay.
Um, and the author of the realist Bayani, it's based on revolution. I make it really like mature. It has a lot of mature themes to it,
Yeah.
so when I'm selling the realist Bayani, I get a lot of parents that come through with kids, and they're like, "Oh, he's really excited because Bayani," and I'm just like, "Do your kids watch Deadpool or no?" That's always like the meter of like whether or not I can sell Bayani to this parent.
Yeah.
Um, and if they don't watch Deadpool, then they can't read Bayani because there's themes of sex trafficking in there. There's violence. There's profanity. So I chose to kind of go into the children's book, uh, endeavor because I need to tap into that audience as well. You
Sure.
know, and I chose not to really go so ham with being Filipino on this
Yeah.
because not everyone is Filipino,
Yeah.
So, I wanted to kind of tap in with my Latinos. I was raised in New York City. So, I'm raised around Boricuas, Dominicans, Mexicans,
Yeah.
Ecuadorians, Colombians. So I want to really give that vibe where it's like I could add that sazon for them.
Yeah. I saw that an animated flick was gonna drop in March. And so is it cartoon or what? I mean, what format is
That
this thing
that
dropping?
that's the children's book.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love the cover
Yeah.
that you have on your page.
This artist is Chris Angelo. So
Okay.
Chris Angelo is located in VA in Virginia.
Okay. Cool.
They got the Filipinos out in VA too.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, I mean, both artists for your comic book and this upcoming animated flick look. I mean, they're really good, different styles, but very good in its own right. So exciting!
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it, man.
Aside from that, I also have the narrative music video,
Oh,
which combines Revolt and Kismet. It's like a live action
wow,
version of Bayani.
wow.
We screened it in November
Okay,
last year. Faith Sensia is the executive producer with
damn.
Alpha Faye. And the directors is Shay Vanderpoort and Steve Soria. They call themselves the Tsunami Brothers. And we have a real all-star cast. We have Talilo as Lapu Lapu.
Nice.
We have a woman named Cynthia San Luis as Mistina, who's the priestess that blesses Lapu Lapu before battle.
Okay.
So she comes out the water, like a Diwata Babailan, and she's kind of like blessing Talilo. And they have, it looks like the exact scene in issue 1 where
Yeah.
Lapu Lapu gets blessed by the priestess. And then as Bayani, we have an actor named Alex Benjamin
Okay.
as Marlon Ramos, and the girlfriend who plays Jennifer is Issa May.
Okay.
And Issa May was in the Disney Hawkeye series.
Oh wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, she's a beast, bro. She,
Good.
and just the whole coming together of that, Kismet. So Revolt Kismet is something I've been screening at different things. I just recently screened it in Pace University for
Man.
their culture night. It was the first time we screened it in the East Coast.
Ooh, I can't wait to see it, man. It's not on, is it online? Or you got it on hold though right now, right?
Yeah, right now we just been doing screenings,
Yeah.
uh, but but pretty soon we're gonna come to the point where we release it online.
Yeah.
We're just really trying to like come together on a plan and roll out for it. And they're still working on some color corrections and
Yeah.
doing some dope stuff with the film with the video. It's different pushing a video like that,
Yeah.
versus just dropping like a music video.
I can't wait to see it, man. Super cool. Holy cow. Well, you got a lot of stuff going on. What about upcoming album or music? Or you just really venturing on different platforms at the moment?
Music wise, like I have a lot of music in the chamber right now.
Oh,
But
nice.
I'm really debating how I want to release things
Okay.
because of how, AI and Spotify's working. You know, it makes me take a step back and really want to strategize differently. We've seen rollouts like the Clips recently, right?
Yeah.
The Clips album was rolled out to perfection. Like it was just like a surprise to see how veteran rappers,
Yeah.
roll out, because it's like what does it take to really make a successful album? Is it just the music, or is it the way that it's promoted? You
Mm.
know? Because it's not the same no more. The way we profit from the game is not the same.
Sure.
So like I've been really holding on to music because I'm like, what if I create a master pitch deck and walk into different labels and ask for, the backing of, a machine versus just me pushing things the way I've been pushing it for the last,
Yeah.
you know, few decades,
Right.
I'm a veteran artist. Like I'm not somebody that just started 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like I really want this one to count right now.
Very
But I'll
calculated.
release like singles here and there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll release singles here and there.
No, I love it. It's just it does seem calculated and thematic the way that you're doing it. And I love it, man. It's just yeah, it's really cool to see all the you get all the juice out of every squeeze, if that makes sense. Like the
Yes.
make video and you're combining both worlds. And so it's actually quite intricate, right? Not just, what it is, because everything's all tied together. So I love it. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good, man. Well, I'm excited. I'm happy that we're getting down on the track pretty soon. I will be done
Yes.
writing. Yeah, yeah. And so
Yeah.
I'll try to get that probably recorded next week or so, but it's good. It's good. I
Are you
finally,
are you recording yourself as well?
yeah, I am. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I just finally settled down, just did this big move and just have been not making music for, a good couple months. And now I'm in the rhythm of what life is here. And so now I'm figuring out, when I can record. So, yeah, trying to do this in the
Right.
podcast thing. So, yeah, it's
Yeah, I
fun.
think, and I think the topic of what I spoke to you about last time is super key for us, right? Like as veterans, like, and you're a veteran in every sense, right? emceeing for in the military, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, and it's just my time is very regimented, and it seems like
Mm,
yours is too, right? You got to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, and you want it to be quality, and so it's good. I'm happy that I'm back to where I'm at, where I can record music again because, doing all podcasts and not making music wasn't fun. I was like, man, I gotta make music too. Well, I'm talking to all you guys who are like making
Yeah,
music.
yeah, yeah.
I gotta get mine in too. So, but it's fun. I enjoy
Nah, I
both
feel you.
worlds. Any shows coming up, or what do you got next?
Honestly, man, I just really want to take a break and do some
Okay,
downtime and just focus on,
fair enough.
what I really want to do with the company, with TCNY, the city needs you,
Okay,
with the children need you, it's the children need you is going to be publishing all for like the kids stuff.
yeah.
Um so I'm really focused on really trying to get ready for next year, you know.
Good. Yeah, it's a good time, right? We got Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, and it's a good time to take a break and recharge. You've had a busy 2025, very clear.
Yes, yes.
Hey, do you got another song in the works with Faith, or have you talked about doing another track? What's going on? I know you guys work
Yes,
together.
yes. I have a record similar to Revolt
Okay.
that, like we're already pushing that with the Kismet music video. Like she's in the intro and outro.
Ooh,
We
baby.
kind of remixed it somehow where it's like, the intro, her in the intro and outro, she kind of plays like almost like a female version of the narrator in the comic book,
Very cool.
where she gets to speak from like, if you remember the Warriors, or she's that where where the radio host is like, "Hey, boppers," and
Yeah.
for that group out there, it's kind of like that vibe, but she's
Okay.
saying her revolutionary kind of like energy,
Yeah.
speech. And it's crazy because in Pace University, it was so dope for the kids to
Yeah.
hear that,
Nice.
for the students, like, what they're like 19, 20, 21,
Right.
and they're seeing what I've worked on, in my prime right now. Like this is my prime
Yeah.
as a creator.
Yeah.
Like this is the most ambitious that I've ever been in my life. And for to be able to give the message to them, turn around and see them be like, yo, bro, you inspired me. Like it's dope, because I wish I saw a Filipino rapper when I was 21, 22,
Sure.
come into my school, in the Filipino club and a culture night and really play something that was exclusive to us.
Yes.
They got the first East Coast screening. I did it in a culture night, in their first club meeting.
Yeah.
So it was just like crazy um to just see how much a record like Revolt could inspire, the kids. So yeah, I have something just as prolific for the times. I don't concentrate on that 100% in my music,
Yeah.
but when I do, it's definitely some of my most intricate songwriting.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, again, I love that song that you guys do. I think you guys make a great combination, especially on that track. And I
Thank
should
you, man.
mention too is that I mean you mentioned folks who are from the West Coast, you're from the East Coast, everybody from all over the country. And so what's going on? Are you filming in New York? Are you coming to Cali? Or how's that work when you get all that stuff together for the music and for the videos?
Yeah, I've been really bi-coastal with things. Like, because of my relationships with people in LA and the Bay
Yeah.
Area and San Diego, now I'm very much bridged between New York and California.
Yes,
I
sir.
really want to take some time to, like, visit Chicago, visit Austin, Houston, visit ATL, Florida,
Yeah.
and really start creating like a tour route for myself, you
Ooh.
know? I want to create my own tour, where, I mean, the idea would be for me to do in-store performances where I'm doing signings in
Yes.
comic shops, and really, I don't know if I want to do it like a tiny desk thing, where I perform in the comic shop, a live
That's
performance
cool.
where, we kind of do it. I'm just thinking, what I'm saying? Like what would innovate, for my content,
Yeah.
and I think that would be crazy fire to
Yeah.
be performing in comic shops, you know what I'm
I
saying?
think that would be super cool. I like that tiny desk concept, but in a comic book shop. That's super cool because you do
Yes.
both. So that'd be awesome, man. Do a signing for the comic
Yeah.
book and then perform or
Yeah.
a piece of the soundtrack.
Right.
That's
It
pretty
I
cool.
feel like it hasn't been done, you know what I'm saying? I've never seen anybody do it, you
Yeah,
know?
I don't think so either, man.
So like, and like we got that all the time. We got like food, like, Instagrammers that go to
Right.
restaurants. So why not be the MC that takes it to the comic shops and
Yeah.
really creates that relationship with these stores where it could be a viral effect,
Yeah.
So, it's all in the plans right now. That's why, I gotta take that time to, sit back and start masterminding.
Yeah, I love it, man. Truly inspirational, man. I really appreciate your time. I know, I've got just a small window with you today, but it's been really fun, man. And I'm so happy that we caught up and that we're gonna get to jam out soon. Well, hey, I just sent you a beat to your email from the
I
big
saw that. I
bro.
saw that.
He said go ahead and start writing to it, but that's a surprise too as well, especially when they find
Oh,
out
wow.
who it is, right? I'm
I see
definitely.
that shirt. I see that shirt you wear. Maybe that's a
Oh yeah, yeah,
surprise right there.
yeah, man, I love it, man. These guys are winning, so
Moral Beast, Med Messiah. Yo, Med Messiah is winning, man.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get that stuff done. But hey, thanks again for your time. I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell folks where to find your music, where to find your comic book, and just close out with some final words today. Over to you, my brother.
Right. Yo, what's going on, guys? You could catch me on Instagram, Bayani.nyc. Also at The City Needs You. That's the publishing page. Um, Make sure you guys go to the YouTube, check out Bayani Motion Comic. You could spell motion comic with a K, Komik. That's the way the Filipinos spelled it back in the
Yeah.
days with the comiqueros.
Oh yeah.
So check out that Bayani Motion Comic and stay tuned for, some of the stuff we'll be releasing early next year.
With that, hey, thanks again. Always an inspiration, and I look forward to getting this session out, my brother. Thank you.
Hey, you know the tribe, Memphis. Thank you again, King.